Kind of a little bit in person, but mostly like drop off
Gotcha. Okay,
until I earn
so
enough.
but it's still cool to be able to, like, if you have like 4 or 5 different products that you bake, you know, you can add that to your product catalog, put a picture. I think I might even have it. I don't have it yet, but I might have it where you'll be able to put like a video of you explaining, like, here's how I make this, etc. So that will be something that you might want to play around with. If you go to this guy, let's see, Fenley, I think, has a product catalog here. So Fenley has a bunch of his products up here, and you can, like, he just shows off his products, right? Now, I don't know if I click on that. All right, so right now it doesn't go to his web page or something like that, but what I'm likely gonna do, let me think. Karina, hey, welcome. Karina, do you have multiple books that you're selling? Is that right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So Karina, you might want to put like, I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. Hey, Molly, you guys can do whatever you want in terms of adding products, but you can right now add a photo. What I was saying to Elizabeth is that if you want to, I don't know if I have it built yet, but if you want to, you could also do a video. You know, like I've heard of, you know, the like unwrapping videos on YouTube where somebody buys something and they're like explaining what they bought. Well, you could do a demonstration. You could read a passage from your book, Karina, or let me think, Molly. Let me go to Molly's business. I need to refresh my memory on Molly. Let me do a little search here. So I'm just giving you a little. There you go, Molly's Homemade Crafts. Okay, perfect. And Molly, I got something really exciting for you to share. But so basically, you guys can explore a little bit on adding stuff to your products catalog. I won't go here. Let me tell you a little bit about what I wanted to show you today. And let me just make sure I don't go crazy here. Let me stop the screen sharing for a minute. First off, welcome everybody. So this is Zoom. You guys probably have a lot of experience with Zoom from during pandemic and stuff. But what the goal today was to, for our online expo, it's kind of combination Zoom. And what I really want to do is for us to start using this tool that I'm going to show you here in a second that allows you guys to move around a virtual space. And so let me just show you that. So I think when we do our online expo in February, I think we're going to use this, what I'm about to show you, pretty much exclusively. So let me just show you. Are you guys seeing my screen right now?
No, para no.
Oh, I didn't start sharing. Did I start sharing it? Hold on. Here we go. Okay. All right. Can anybody see anything on the screen?
Yeah.
All right. So you see there's this little guy on the screen and I'm moving him around. Are you guys seeing that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I envision is that you guys will be able to be in this space. And what's cool about it is that, imagine right now there's only one person in here, right? But if let's say there were 2 people in there, when the 2 people come next to each other, their videos pop up. So imagine that Elizabeth has her booth right here and people are coming to her booth. And then when they come in, she sees them and they see her and they can ask questions, etc. Now, to be real, one of the best things that you can do is to do the videos. Like Elizabeth did a video, Karina, you did a video that basically when somebody visits your booth on KidBiz, they meet you, right? They listen to you talking about whatever it is that you're talking about. And so they're going to be asking you the same kinds of questions like, oh, how did you start your business? What do you sell? They might even ask you questions like, how long does it take you to write your book? Or Molly, how long does it take you to make this particular craft, right? What are your costs? have you ever been at a children's business fair and they start asking you like questions about your numbers, right? So what I'd like to do between now and our next expo is give you like a list of questions to answer. And those are the types of questions that people will ask you, right? Like, what are some of the questions, Molly, that you've gotten before at the children's business fair?
How do I make it? And how long did it take me?
And right, so those types of questions, you probably answer them like what, 20 times, right? The same question over and over again. So what we want to do is get you to answer that question on video, and that way they can ask the question whether you're here or not, right? Now, this is not to say that we don't want to do in-person fairs. This is just a situation where, frankly, for every one person who comes and visits you at a children's business fair, there are 10,000, there are 1 million people who could be visiting you online. And if they come to our expo, right, if they come to this page, if they come to this page, then they're going to be more excited about coming to meet you at the children's business fair that we do in February, or the children's business fair that we do in March, right? So this is just a really good way to get me working for you. I can be your assistant, helping you market your business, right? So a couple things. One is I just found out this morning that we have a children's business fair opportunity on Saturday, February 11th, okay? Now, Molly, you may have participated in this. Did you come to Mount Vernon? I don't know if you did. You came to the church, right?
Yeah.
Did you do the other one that we did at Mount Vernon High School?
No.
Okay, I think that you were gone that day. Elizabeth, were you there?
No, but is it in the morning?
Yeah, it's on Saturday, February 11th, and it's in the morning. So probably something like 7 to 12, that opportunity. I'll get all the details. I just found out about it this morning, but it's really cool because it's basically an existing event where they have like 400 people coming, and then we get to be there welcoming people and greeting people. And last year we did it, and we had 2 United States House of Representatives people there. We had supervisors, kind of our local, kind of our mayor was there. In Fairfax, we have a supervisor, and he was there, as well as our school board members, et cetera. So it's a really cool opportunity. I'll share some of the pictures from last time, and we probably had about almost 20 booths last time, and I'm going to see if we can have, even more. Now, that's all in addition to what we're doing in March, which is our big quarterly fair. So let me say, okay, I showed you kids. I'll give you more information later about the online thing that we're going to do in February, but this is a new opportunity. And what I'm going to try to do is find additional fairs where we can go, where you guys can go and present. I want to share a couple of other things though. So we are now part of my day job is promoting things in schools. I'm a person who works in real estate. And one of the things that we have right now is this thing called Teachers Pets. And on every time that these are all pets that have been submitted by teachers. So you can see there's lots of cute dogs and cats and stuff, but you can see that on every one, it has a link to our website that you're on. Okay, so we want to try to get a lot of traffic for you. The other thing, and this is what I was saying, Molly, might be exciting, is today we launched something called our Valentine's Day Challenge. And if any of you guys sell things that might be good Valentine's Day gifts, right? Like Molly, that's right, that's directly for you, right? Somebody could buy some of your cool crafts for Valentine's Day and give it as a gift, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put anybody who has something like that, I'm going to put them on that page so that all the teachers, and these are thousands of teachers around our area, they're going to be going to that page and they'll be able to meet you guys. And that's why it's nice to have your video up. That's why it's nice to have your products up, your description up, and all that stuff. So when I ask you guys or give you guys the opportunity to do something, just realize I'm telling you because I think it will help people get excited about Elizabeth's business or get excited about Molly's business. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so I guess so here's basically the schedule. What I'd like to do between now and our February event is you guys keep working on your booths. If I do come up with any cool activities in terms of sales opportunities, I will let you know about them. But the other thing that I want to have you guys do is I want you guys to promote your own booth, okay? And I made it worth your while to do that. So let me go to Molly's booth. If I go to Molly's booth, you can see here that she has a direct link that takes people just to her booth, right? So if I copy that link and I paste it over here, and I'll switch over here in a second. So right now, this is Molly, the link that I just put in the website, and you can see it takes you right to Molly's booth, okay? And what you're gonna see is that over here, if I refresh this page, Molly's a little higher, okay? Because every time Molly shares her link, everybody who clicks on Molly's link or everybody who clicks on Elizabeth's link or Karina's link or any of these guys' links, it just adds a little, it tracks it. It moves your score up a little bit. And so the people who are out there sharing their businesses rise higher to the top. And you guys can see, like, if we're looking at this page, Karina's right there at the top. Iris is right there at the top. Ava's right there at the top. And that's a good place to be because you're going to get more people to see your business online. Now, once we get to the fair, then, they'll walk around. But what I want them to be excited. I want them to say, oh, I got to go see Elizabeth's booth. I got to go buy something from Elizabeth. Or, oh, I got to go meet Molly, that kind of thing. And then we're going to talk more about how to make your booth better when we're there at the fair, like how to get lots of people to come to your booth, or, we're going to try to have things like face painting or balloon animals or that kind of stuff to try to get more people to come by. But one way that we can do that is by you guys sharing it with your friends or your parents' friends or on social media. And we're going to talk about all that because our goal is just to have as many people as possible to come by online and in person. Okay, so that's enough out of me. Questions from our young entrepreneurs or parents? All right, so this is your chance. Elizabeth and Molly and Karina, think about questions that either you have or questions that maybe somebody might have who's not here, and we'll answer them.
Do we have a date for the March fair yet?
I think the March fair, does it say TBD on the website?
I haven't looked. You just hadn't said what the date was yet.
I think it's, I haven't reserved I'm planning right now on doing it at Hayfield Secondary School, but I haven't reserved the room I think we're either doing it in the cafeteria or the gym. My plan, it's going to be on a Saturday. My plan is probably March 18th, unless we run into a scheduling issue. So call it March 18th for right now. That's the best date I have right now. Yeah. So my vision for that is we'll do it at either, like I said, the cafeteria there or the gym, but we want it to be big. I mean, we want lots and lots of booths and lots of people. And I am reaching out to, I'm reaching out to about 100 schools. And if any of y'all are homeschooled or part of a homeschooling co-op or anything like that, let me know. I'd love to reach out to co-ops. I was a former homeschooling dad and would love to reach out to as many co-ops as possible, as well as schools or private schools or whatnot. But so that's a implication, right? depending on how many booths we can have, we may not be able to have everybody participate. I don't think that will be an issue for this first one that we're going to be doing in March. So, you know, we just want to have as many people as possible, especially if we're in a gym, right? We can have lots and lots of space. But the way that I'm going to determine if we do have any limitations, it'll just be who's been engaged and who's been promoting their booths and doing all the stuff that you want to do for your own business. And by the way, so Elizabeth is a little bit of a different case because she's selling baked goods, but Molly and Karina, you guys certainly can start thinking about at least taking orders online. You might not want to deal with shipping or anything like that, but we can talk about things like an order page on your website. Like I can help with that. Or if you already have a way to take orders, we can talk about receiving payment through like a Venmo or PayPal. Do either of you, Karina or Molly, do you already do anything like that?
I do Venmo sometimes.
Okay. And do you ship your products to them, or how do you deal with that?
I haven't really done any shipping yet.
So you take an order and then you just, next time you see the person, you deliver it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, the only thing is, I mean, obviously if you're shipping something, it adds a whole layer of complication, but, and because we are in person and because we do have these fairs, they could absolutely buy something and then come pick it up, right, at our next fair. But I definitely want you to be in a situation at the fair where you can take Venmo or you can take PayPal, and we can talk about, I can help you guys with getting QR codes or whatever. The easier you make it for people to buy things from you, the more they're going to buy from you. So that's something we want to do. Karina, do you take orders online?
No, yeah, no, you haven't.
No, but I have my books in Amazon.
Okay, perfect. So you can send somebody directly to your link on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then when we're in person, we can talk about potentially, you know, taking orders through Venmo or something like that, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
What's that?
I would need help with that.
Yep. So we'll deal with that. Well, I'll put together a video, and I may even have, you know, maybe I'll have Molly talk about her experience. Maybe Molly, I'll ask you to do a video explaining how you set up Venmo or whatever, or what your experience has been like. But that's no problem, because here's the thing, guys. If we do a quick video on something like that, it'll help everybody. And you know, we want to get it so that things that you didn't even know you could do, like, did you know you could make QR codes? Yep, Molly sounds like she did, and Elizabeth a little bit. It's really cool. Like it's easy, it's free. You can make a QR code. Like Karina, you can make a QR code that takes a person directly to your link on Amazon. And so imagine you're at the fair and you're handing out cards with your QR code on it, and people are buying while you're there. And again, they probably wouldn't want to because they'll just want to buy them from you there. But these are some of the things we can do. And I may also help you guys make QR codes for your booth, so that you can, at your school or at any kind of gatherings, you can hand out links to your booth. The more people that visit your booth, the better, because that's more people that A, know that you're in business, and B, might buy something. Other questions? Karina's mom, Molly's mom, Elizabeth's dad.
Yes.
Any questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, I have a question. So for us, this will be the first time, so we're totally lost, to be honest.
Sure.
So
You're doing a good job for being lost, because you guys already put a video and a photo up on the website. So you're doing pretty good.
Thank you for guiding us. So what we wanted to know, so this is the transition, like the online, right? So, but there will be the in-person. So what, is this also a virtual booth where people will buy already from this network where we downloaded the video, plus there will be the in-person one?
Yeah, so it's a great question, because for the most part, like Molly came to one of our in-person fairs. Elizabeth and you guys probably signed up through the Children's Business Fair site, right? And so you heard that we were doing a children's business fair in March. So what we're doing is, what I want to do is make sure that we have a online presence where people can meet Karina and Molly and Elizabeth and everybody else and learn about their businesses. And if they can, then they can buy, right? Like Karina,
Okay.
they can buy your book online. Okay. But we have a fair scheduled for March 18th. I just got another fair that is going to be booked in February. Now, people can come to as space, this is all sort of space available and all that, but people can come to as many fairs as they want. And I'm going to look for more. I'm not the only person in the DMV doing this. So I'm probably the only person doing the online stuff, but I'm not the only person doing in-person fairs. And when they have a fair, like Elizabeth, where do you live generally around the area? Do you live in Alexandria or Fairfax or Arlington? Vienna. So, let's say there's a children's business fair in Vienna. They're excited to have kids participate. That's one of the biggest things, is how do we get kids to participate? So we have 30 or 40 kids right now with businesses that can participate. So I can say to them, hey, or I could say to you guys, hey, there's a fair coming up in 3 weeks. Do you guys want to do it? Right? Okay. The big one that I'm planning, the one that I'm actually coordinating, is the one that we're doing in March. But what we want to have is this online, basically like Amazon, right? You can go to Amazon and you can buy whatever you want. That's what we want KidBizInc.com to be, where they can meet you guys, they can buy your stuff, or maybe it's just making an order for Elizabeth's stuff or for Molly's stuff, okay? And then also they can ask you questions. You can answer those questions. And maybe if you have like a newsletter or something like that, they can sign up. I can certainly have them put in their email addresses and go to you. So we'll figure out, basically, you tell me what you think would be beneficial for you for the online, and then we'll do that. But yes, we have a physical fair scheduled for March 18th that we don't yet have the location reserved, but we already have a date as of this morning for the February 11th one in Mount Vernon. Karina's question was, how do we sign up for that one? I don't know just yet because I just learned about it. But what we'll do is I'll probably just have you guys tell me, and then I'll just put a little flag on your booth that says that you're coming to the fair. I have to think through, Karina, how I want to do that. Yeah, Elizabeth?
How do we start shipping?
So that's a good question. And that's a good question that I would have to think through a little bit. Now, what you can do on a very easy, like, let's say, what's your big product, Elizabeth? You sell, what do you sell, buns?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how long does your bun last without getting stale?
I haven't tried that. I don't know.
What do you
Probably
think,
like
Dad? How long do you think it would last without being stale?
2 days.
Okay, so we have to figure out, how do we keep that thing fresh if you're shipping it, right? And the other thing is that, how much do you charge for a bun?
$5.
Okay, so then you'd probably want to add shipping costs. So let's say that you just took your bun, right? And you wrapped it up nice. Because when you give it to somebody, do you give it to them wrapped or do you give it to them plain?
Wrapped.
Okay, so you wrap it up nice, and then you put it in a box, and then you basically put a stamp on it, right? Fundamentally, you put a stamp on it. Well, then you got to figure out, how long is it going to take for it to get to that person, and is it going to still be fresh? So we might need to ask Google, how do you keep baked goods fresh for at least 2 or 3 days, right? Because you want to make sure that when it gets there, it's not stale. But you might also find that that's not the type of thing you want to do, is to be shipping baked goods. You might want to just say, I make fresh baked goods the day before the fair, right? And then they come and they buy them. And so then what we can talk about, Elizabeth, is what are other things that you could sell? Like, you might be able to sell your recipe for how you make it. Or you might be able to sell a cooking class, right? You might set up a video that shows how you make the bun so that other kids can learn how to make the buns, right? Or who knows, maybe you have your own line of bakeware, right? Maybe we make bakers and buns bakeware, or a spatula or something like that that has your logo on it. By the way, speaking of logos, it's a really good idea. It's fun too. It's a really good idea to think about your business and getting a logo, something that you really like and that you want to put on, your booth and on your website and all that stuff. And if anybody wants help with that, there are a couple people in the group who are like graphic designers, who are designers and artists, and they could help you. Now, there's lots of tools online for making a logo, but if you want somebody to do that, they could help you too. Do you know what I mean by a logo? So like a logo, let me just show you, hold on. So I was just saying that this is my logo here. And so, I had that designed, but you could design your own logo, or you could have somebody else design it for you. And it's kind of fun to have it be your logo. I don't remember Molly and Elizabeth. I don't remember if I saw logos. I think I saw something like a logo with yours, Elizabeth, like maybe there's a spoon or something. Did I see that in your video? I can't remember. Hold on. Where are you, Elizabeth? Oh, there you go.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth, and my company is Bakes and Buns.
All right. I don't think I saw it, but okay, so that's just something to think about. I like logos, and I think it's really worth the time to think about something you want to put as a representative of your business. And honestly, if you really like, bakes and buns or baker and buns, that there's a lot of good things. You could have a piece of bread and a spoon. Or Molly, do you have a logo at all? You do? Molly?
I didn't have it then.
Oh, okay, great. So if you have that photo, we can add that to the website, and it's just good because it's also like we were talking about, handing out business cards or something like that. If it has a logo on it, people like to see that you're like doing cool stuff with your business. So other questions, parents, kids? It's 4:30, so I'm happy to let you guys go. Yep, Mom.
I just have, we kind of randomly found this online. I'm just wondering in terms of just like, safety of children on the internet, or like, I don't even really know where all the people are coming from that are coming to I don't even know really who you are.
Sure. No, it's great question. So couple things. So I guess let's look at it in reverse. So I have two ways of thinking about this. And I think Elizabeth, you ran it, or Elizabeth's mom, you ran into it because you added a photo or video and it didn't show up, right? So that's kind of like that's the opposite of what you're worried about, right? But like, I don't want some kid or to put up a video or a photo that's like, all of a sudden we're looking at something weird, right? On our booth. But with regards to safety of the kids, obviously in the in-person fairs, you guys should be there, being parents, right? Doing parent things. Online, there's really nothing, well, let me take a step back. There's me, right? Okay, so who am I? I live in Alexandria. I'm a dad of 2. I work, as I mentioned, in a mortgage company. I'm a former teacher. I'm a Fairfax County sort of registered volunteer, which means that I've gone through a background check and fingerprinting. But you know, depending on your kids and age and stuff like that, until you feel comfortable, you know, do parenting stuff, right? In terms of being on calls and whatnot. I try to mostly email y'all, but if the kids give an email, I'll include the emails on include the kids on all the distributions. In terms of other people other than me, so let's say somebody goes to Elizabeth's booth, right? Really, right now, it's mostly Elizabeth sharing, right? It's her sharing through a video, or it's her sharing her products. Now, I do have a vision for people being able to ask questions, like typing in questions and Elizabeth being able to respond to them if we're on our online, when we're live online. Or an alternative is, I don't know if you, Mom, if you saw that little space where I was moving around.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's this, yeah, so in that situation, let's imagine that it's February and Molly has her booth online and Karina has her booth and Elizabeth has her booth, and people are walking around, right? And when they get next to Elizabeth's booth, a video shows up. So we're not all in the same room. We don't have hundreds of people in here. It's all like different. Well, all of a sudden we're kind of in a video approximation of what it's like at the business fair, right? If somebody is there and they're weird, then somebody's got to shoo them away, right? Now, that's sort of what I was going to do today, was have people come into Zoom first so that I can kind of, I mean, you can't really visually vet somebody. You don't know what's going on, right? They're the people who come to a fair. But we're going to play that out in the online. So that only matters if we're doing a live video online event. And at that point, we can kick people out, but it really is a situation where, you know, I don't know. Again, it's like if somebody comes to a fair, they do their thing. But at the fairs,
I
Yeah.
was just thinking like for Girl Scouts, we don't let them say their last name when they sell the cookies. They don't say, you know, where they live.
oh yeah, and of course I asked Elizabeth where she lived, right?
But I mean, that's just a town, that's fine. But I didn't know if there's like parameters that we kind of set up just to guide them. I don't usually put them out on the internet. And so
Yeah.
I just want to be sure that
No, it's a great question. And one of the things, you know, what's funny is that in sort of all other areas, you're like, well, I don't want to share anything. The problem is we're trying to get the kids exposure for their businesses, right? And like, I thought actually when you changed, or no, that was Karina, when you when your mom or you changed her name and it showed up as CA as opposed to the full name, I thought, oh, well, Mom's just not sharing the full name. And you're welcome to do whatever you want to do with that stuff. The challenge is, and yeah, it's like a little scarier if you're online versus in person. So just do parenting, really. I mean, just do what you want to do. If you want to not put their first or last name, you don't have to do it. When I ask for your school or your program and location, that's just so that I start to know other places we can connect with. We're never going to be asking addresses. But then that's the thing, right? Like if I could see Karina might have a business card with her email address on it, right? Because she's promoting her business. We'll just share amongst ourselves best practices or what we're learning. When we're doing a live online event, I'm going to put things in there. Like what I'm mindful of is somebody using profanity. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of stuff I'm concerned about. And also, guys, my kids are 16 and 20 now. You know, I mean, obviously they were 3 and 8 and whatever, but I just need you to tell me if there's anything that will be helpful. It's a balance because I want 1 million people to meet Elizabeth, right? Because I want 1 million people to discover a business and meet Karina and meet Naomi. So we got to figure out how do we strike that balance, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, it's a great question. And it's one that, you know, you can even have that at the business fair, right? Because you're like, oh, this person asked for Elizabeth's card or Molly's card, and what happens next? But we just got to play on, I guess. Any other questions, Molly, mom, or Karina's mom?
Sorry, one more question. I was called to a
Sure.
meeting, so I couldn't. I asked about the Mount Vernon one. Karina told me that you don't know yet how to apply, when to apply for that, right? That would be the like in the.
Yeah, I'm gonna just have you guys tell me if you, I mean, basically, I'm assuming that if people are available that day, they'll want to be there. And I'm gonna find out if we have any space limitations there. That won't be as big. The event is pretty big, but our space, if we are in the same place as we were last year, I mean, we can probably handle, I would get, if I remember it, we could probably handle 30 or 40 booths. So I don't think it'll be a problem. And that was still during, like, you know, we were still kind of COVID-y then. So they were like, you know, space. So I think we'll be fine probably for that. That's only like 3 weeks away, you know?
Oh, okay. And sorry, and the tables are provided, or it's more the space? Is the table?
No, they have, it's a high school, so they have plenty of tables. They're actually like, yeah, they gave us tables. And then at the one that we do in March, it'll be at a high school too. So we'll get, I'm hoping we'll get tables. I honestly, that one's still a little bit, got to figure things out.
Okay, and I think one or two more questions, sorry.
No, every question you ask is something that somebody else is going to want to know.
Okay, so in the event that she wants to do like a bit of the demonstration of her painting, can she do that in person or not? I mean, she will have the books and she will have the paintings to sell, but it seems attractive to actually do some demo. It attracts more. Is that allowed to do some on the spot?
Yeah, so I'd have two answers to that. One, I think it's a great idea to do. And so if you imagine, I will think of it as two ways. Let's say you're at your booth. Imagine you're in a room like a flea market kind of room, right? With 20 or 30 booths, and somebody comes by. Well, you could say, oh, well, let me demonstrate, blah, 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 right? Or we could put up a sign that says at 10 o'clock, please stop by Karina's booth for doing that. Or depending on if we want to, we could even have a special thing and, you know, up on the stage or something like that if you wanted to do a demonstration. So I think that would just fall into like what type of, you could do whatever you want at your booth. If you want to help advertise, if you want us to say like, hey, at 10 o'clock, Karina's doing a painting demonstration at her booth, that's no problem. And same for Elizabeth and Molly, right? Like 10 o'clock, it's painting at Karina's. Molly's going to be doing, you know, showing off fashion tips about how to match accessories with your coloring or something like that. And Elizabeth is going to, you know, bake something from scratch. Like those are really fun activities. And I'm going to be trying to, not at our one in March, I'm sorry, not at our one in February, but in March, I'm going to try to have activities that draw people into the booths, whether they're related to your businesses or not, like face painting or balloon animals or that kind of stuff.
Okay. And the last question is, I think I asked you by email. So we're doing this online for now, but we haven't got a final decision whether a booth will be available, right? That the answers for that you don't have yet. It will be around March.
No, and I don't have that yet. Like I said, I don't think that we're going to have space issues.
Okay.
Like the only thing would be space issues. Because I don't mind having multiple of the same business. The biggest thing is we do want to, I do want to have diversity of ages and business types, but I don't have to have exclusivity of that. So if we're in a situation, let's say that if I can have 100 or 50 to 100 booths, then I'm sure everybody will be, you know, everybody who's done their stuff. So I probably won't be able to tell you until the beginning of March, but that's only if we have limitations. If we don't have
Okay.
limitations, then everybody's going to be able to do it.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
But
Thank you.
with regards to February, because it is so soon, I'm just assuming that anybody who wants to do it will be able to.
So do we let you know? I mean,
Just let me
Okay.
know. I'm gonna assume, I haven't even basically announced this yet, other than the email I sent today. And so what I'll probably do is just say to you, because that's the thing, right? You're already making the booth. Your booth is telling me everything I need to know about your business. You're adding any kind of online stuff like products or whatever. So all you have to do is tell me you want to be there, and we're already done.
okay. And this is inside the Mount Vernon, the actual
Yeah,
state.
it's
Okay.
it's inside Mount Vernon. I'll add some pictures from last year's, so you'll see exactly what it looks like.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Naomi?
I do have a question about, it'll be as you get more information, since you don't have all of the information yet. Molly, it takes a little bit of time for her to get her inventory up. So
Yep.
doing both might not be possible.
Mhm.
So it would be nice as you get more information to kind of give us an idea of which one would be better for us to attend.
Well, I think it's always good to do, a bird in hand, right? Because
Yes,
here's
of
the
course.
thing, Molly, let's say you go to the one that's in a couple of weeks and you sell out of all your inventory, right? You sell out. You've sold out of your inventory. You've made all your money. Now you can think, okay, do I want to go hire my little brother, or do I want to go hire some kids to help me build inventory because I got another sales opportunity? Or do I want to do a different business in 3 weeks? So always take advantage of sales opportunities. Worst case scenario, you sell your inventory out and then you come and just enjoy other people's booths on the 18th of March, that is.
Good
So-
point. I hadn't thought about that.
Elizabeth, are you asking a question or are you just stretching over there? Yep,
I do have a question.
super.
Would we like text you if we want to do the February fair?
So I'm going to send out an email probably on Monday with pictures and details. But I'm going to assume that people want to do it if they are available. So really, it's just about, are you available? And just give me till Monday to do that, because what I want to do is I want to put a flag on your booth that says, come see Elizabeth at our fair on February 11th, right? Because if let's say, Elizabeth, you're doing the one on February 11th and you're doing one on March 18th, and then let's say there's another one in Vienna on the 3rd. I want you to be able to tell people where you're going to be. It's like, come see me, right? So but I don't have that built yet because I didn't have this event until this morning. So give me till Monday on that. All right.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys, I will let you go unless people have questions. I'm going to send this video out to the group so that we can, sometimes people will have questions or they would have had that question and you answered it or you asked it. Okay. Any questions you have, parents, kids, just send them over to me, and I'll try to put up together like a FAQ. But I also will want to, over the next couple weeks, hopefully before our fair, I'd like to have you answering some questions about your business on video or in writing, so that people can meet you while you're not there. Elizabeth, another one? Oh, that was a stretch. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Absolutely. See you.
Bye.